Well, the Consumer Electronics Show conference is underway in Las Vegas, and I'm amazed at what I'm seeing. Now, tech expert Trevor Long is in Las Vegas, and he joins me now to discuss. Trevor, I think you're in a boy's own paradise there. You've got all this technology, and you're there all by yourself because it's midnight. You having a good time?
Yeah. Well after midnight, and it's just me and a couple of cleaners, so it's the perfect time to just look around without security guards and, you know, people from all the companies trying to tell you not to look at things. So it's actually a really good time to be here and have a look at stuff.
Yeah, I've got a bit of envy happening there, but tell me about some of the inventions you've been seeing out of the conference that you think are really going to change consumer preferences or how we interact with each other, or, you know, what are going to really affect the world.
Yeah, look, it's one of those strange occurrences this year because it's not as big as it normally would be, but we're still seeing the same trends. This is where TVs are announced. What's different in TVs? How are they going to change for people? Because obviously the TV companies want us all to buy new TVs every year. And no big surprise, they're getting bigger, better quality, and more personalised too, which is quite cool. But Samsung announced a little mini projector called the Freestyle, and this thing is made for the mobile generation. So essentially you can tap your mobile phone on it and mirror what you're seeing. So you might have an app or a video that you shot on your mobile, and you can just project it onto a wall up to 100 inches, and it's battery powered, so you could take it camping, you could take it to another room, and for $1,500 to get a 100-inch TV, essentially, it's actually a really cool gadget. It's one of the things that I've had the best reaction to in the last 24 hours since it was announced.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, one thing that caught my eye was this PORTL holographic invention. Now, it won a CES Innovation Award, and basically it seems like a holographic box, which reminded me of a teleporter or something from Star Trek. You get to see a 3D version of someone who could be thousands of miles away, and you can talk basically face to face with them as if they're in the room. Did you have a look at that?
Yeah. I don't mind the idea, Corey, but I think that it's an interesting one to see what it's really made for. So I think, for example, you think about if you've got family or friends, loved ones around the world. Imagine you each had one of these teleportal devices. So it would be a little bit more, I guess, real life than just a Zoom call. But I think the application here is more likely to be in entertainment. So imagine Keith Urban puts on just a one-man acoustic show, and it's filmed in this three-dimensional style, and anyone with one of these devices can watch this show like he's in the room with them. So the concept's pretty cool, but Corey, it's one of those ones where I go, who's really gonna buy this? You know, like, I just don't know that there's enough content, enough things to do with it for us to really shell out what could be big bucks for a product like that.
Oh, I'm sure it would be big bucks. And I tell you where there were big bucks as well, and a product that I saw was this thing called the RainStick shower. Now, it's something that you actually put in your shower. It's installed. It captures water going down the drain, then it recycles it in real time 4 or 5 times, cleans it on the way, and saves a lot of water. They reckon there's a 5-year payback period for this, which makes it prohibitively expensive. But I just thought it was a really clever innovation.
Anytime a company says the return on investment period or the payback period, you know that it's going to be expensive. And they sell it as an appliance. So this thing is wheeled to your house, a big box, like a fridge. And, you know, essentially, instead of changing the shower head and linking into the same plumbing, you put this whole unit into the shower, and then you add your plumbing and power. And as you say, the water comes over you're washing as you go, and the water, instead of going down the drain and out, the water goes into this system and back up. It's filtered. Ultraviolet light, a lot of things there to make sure that it's not dirty water. You know, the hair might be, filtered out. Ultraviolet light will kill any bacteria or viruses, and then it's reused, because essentially of the water that goes over you, a lot of it doesn't even touch you, it just goes away. And the other advantage to this RainStick is power. Because you've got 5 reuses of the water, there's more power, so it's a more powerful shower head. In these days of water conservation, Corey, most showers are actually pretty lame. So I don't mind this one, except for the potential cost.
Yeah, it's always the price that's going to render people adopting it or not. Yeah. Trevor, what else did you see there that you thought was going to influence consumer behaviour coming forward?
I've seen a lot of stuff around safety and road safety over the years. In fact, I think the first or second time I came here nearly a decade ago, I saw a jacket which had lights built into it for cyclists so that they could indicate where they were going. Well, this time I've seen a helmet that's come out of prototype. It's a real product now, and it has lights all around it so that you can not only stand out when you're riding your motorbike, but on the back is a brake light, and on the side are indicators, and it's linked via Bluetooth with your actual bike, so it plugs into the bike's computer, and when you brake, the brake light on your helmet comes on, you know. And I think there's something like this for motorcycle safety is huge, because in all cars, there's a brake light that must be at a certain height. And this means that you're going to get that brake light higher, indicators higher, better visualization of what a motorcyclist is going to do is going to increase safety on the road. There's other products doing similar things, but this one really stood out to me, and I think that's quite exciting. And the other one in the motoring space, Corey, which is getting a lot of attention, it's a bit of a gimmick, but that's what this show is about, showing off. BMW outside here have a car that changes colour. So the coating, it's not really the paint, it's a coating that's put over the car, even the wheel hubs, is essentially an e-ink. If you've ever used a Kindle or an e-book reader, it's that kind of technology. So with a few electronic pulses, they can actually control the colour of the car, put stripes on it, change different panels, and it can go from a black to a white to a very dark grey, essentially before your eyes. It's a phenomenal concept. I don't, again, know what it's for, but maybe, just maybe, it's the kind of thing that is a proof of concept that may have some great use in, again, might be in safety or just in design of cars going forward.
And there's always people who want to be first to market, and the very wealthy will be wanting something like that. But you know, that motorcycle helmet notification system is an aha moment for me. As a motorcyclist, you just think visibility is everything. And I'm going, why didn't I think of that? It's because there's far greater brains at work over there. Now, Trevor, one thing that I need to ask you about is this thing called the Metaverse. It's like a virtual universe out there that seems to be the big thing for companies. Was the conference big on the Metaverse? Is it as the buzzword there as it is going around the tech circles?
I think the buzz nature of the word, because Facebook renamed themselves Meta and there's been talk of the Metaverse over the last few months, has attracted more attention on those things here than they really are. I mean, behind me, you're seeing 1/8 of the hall I'm in. This is a huge conference centre. And I would say Metaverse style things take up 1%, maybe 2% of what's here. But what they're doing is they're trying to capitalise on that buzzword. So anyone with a virtual reality headset, anyone with something, I had a thing today where it was like an augmented reality mirror you go up to if you were, and my wife might go there to try on some earrings virtually. So you just stand in front of the mirror and it virtually puts an earring on. And they tried to sell that to me as being something that would work in the Metaverse. And I'm just thinking, this is just a great concept. Why bring the Metaverse into it? So it's a little bit of a hype thing right now. The Metaverse is undefined in any way, and I'm not sure, again, that there's massively broad appeal for putting on a virtual reality headset and having that on for hours on end, trying to engage with your friends and family. After 2 years of what we've gone through, I think people want to see each other rather than be in a virtual world.
They sure do. They want to get out and walk around and enjoy food and drink and coffee and company. That's what it's all about. Trevor Long, I still have tech envy and I wish I was where you are, but thanks so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it.